Welcome to KUIU Live. My name is Sean Ayers. I head up product development here at KUIU and stepping in for Jason today. So Jason's down in Southern California right now chasing desert bighorn sheep. He's got his eyes on a really big one, so check in on his Instagram page. He's been updating there pretty regularly, and so wishing him the best of luck on that hunt. So today I want to go over a couple of products that we have just launched, and then I want to go back to the binocular harness system that we launched a couple weeks ago. We made updates for 2018 and just talk about the Bino Harness system in general and then the changes we made, and just go into a little more detail about that because there's some really nice changes that were made for 2018. So we'll be taking your questions at the end, and so please feel free to start feeding those questions in. McCade's going to take a look at them, and we'll get those questions answered also in the course of this. So let's dive right into the Peloton 240 vest, which the Peloton series has been a really nice addition to our product line, and in particular the Peloton 240 fabric is a fleece fabric that has a bonded wind resistant layer in between the two layers of fabric. And we've had a jacket and a hooded jacket and a beanie since for a while, a couple of years now, and vest is going to be a great addition to that series. And let's just really quickly, I want to talk about the bonding technology. It's proprietary to Toray in Japan. It's a bonding layer. So most fabric manufacturers, if they're trying to make wind resistance into a garment, they have to put in an actual membrane or an actual layer in between the two layers of fabric. And this is very similar to the construction of rain gear, for instance. And when you put a full-on layer in between and sandwich it in the laminate of the fabrics, you make that fabric very heavy. It's crunchy. It typically will also not breathe well enough to function well as an active insulation piece. And the thing that's different about this fabric is they figured out a way to add that wind resistance into the bonding layer between the two layers of fabric. You got a fleece fabric and you've got a face fabric, and that bonding layer in between allows just enough air permeability that it can allow your perspiration to escape, but also gives you wind resistance that's equivalent to most soft shell jackets. In fact, it's better than a lot of soft shell jackets that are on the market in terms of wind resistance, but an incredibly quiet face fabric. So a vest like this, it's my go-to during hunts like early archery elk hunts, for instance. Days when you're going to be in a t-shirt during the middle of the day, 60, 70 degrees, but the mornings start off in high 30s to 40s. Having a vest on over a shirt or two will keep you warm enough. You've got that wind resistance there, but you can be very active. And so this vest at 8.3 ounces, so incredibly lightweight, great price point on it. I'll just go over a couple of the features that are found on this vest. We've got you got dual hand pockets on here that are set up high enough that it's not going to interfere with the hip belt. You've got an athletic cut to this. Vests, in my opinion, and all of us here are best worn, fairly tight over a base layer. We've got a new construction for the beard guard on this style, and this is what's called a kissing welt, and it's symmetrical layers of fabric on the backside that touch each other. And so instead of having a big flap as a beard guard, now you've got this nice symmetrical beard guard built in there. So that's new on the Peloton 240 vest. So great addition to the lineup. I've had one for a couple years that I've been using and absolutely love it. So let's move on to product number 2, the Super Down Pro Pant. And I've got that hanging up over here. So with the Super Down series, we had new fabric technology, lighter weight fabrics became available to us. So we saw an opportunity with that whole series to split it into two, where we took our original Super Down, used lighter weight fabrics, kept the same fill amount, but made the Super Down Ultra series. So cut the weight down and kept the same amount of fill as our original Super Down, but made an ultralight series of Super Down products. And that opened up an opportunity to make a more durable, more heavily insulated set of insulation pieces, and calling this the Super Down Pro Series. We launched the jacket a few weeks ago, and it's been a great success. Now we've got the pant showing up. So the Super Down Pro Series actually has double the amount of fill of the Ultra Series and of the old Super Down pieces. So you've got an incredible amount of down in there, and we only use the best quality down that we can source. It's over 850 fill power. It's treated with a water-resistant coating, and this is actually on the clusters of down themselves. And that water-resistant coating, it'll help you if you ever accidentally get your down pieces wet. They won't ball up. They'll keep their insulation capabilities. And also, it's really good with a piece like this. There's just a lot of perspiration or moisture that comes off of your body during regular usage, especially if you happen to be wearing this, say, inside your sleeping bag to add to the temperature rating of your sleeping bag and sleeping in it. It's just a lot of moisture that comes out, and having a water-resistant down is really critical in those situations so that the down isn't sucking up moisture during usage. And so the Super Down Pro Series, in particular, we chose a heavier weight 30 denier fabric for the outer. With these pieces, we knew guys were going to be using them more as outerwear pieces. So increase the durability of the outer fabrics, increase the sizing so that you can more easily get it on over the top of other layers. And also, so the sizing was increased, you put it on over the top of other layers. And then with the pant in particular, guys are sitting in rocks, kneeling on rocks, wearing it as an outerwear piece. We took the next step and actually used even heavier weight fabrics at the seat and at the knees and the cuff area. So this is actually a 70 by 80 denier nylon at these locations. So you've got really heavy duty fabrics at these high wear areas. There's 3.2 ounces of down in here. You've got a total garment weight 16 ounces. This is a full tear-off style, which is really important. You've got Velcro tabs up here and full side zips. It engages there. And so you don't have to take your boots off. You don't have to take your pants off to get this on. You can actually just put it over the top of everything, attach at the waist, and zip them shut. So that's the Super Down Pro Pant. We have a Super Down hooded jacket that goes with this. Honestly, for me, anytime that there's snow on the ground, temperatures are getting down near freezing, this is my go-to. Earlier season hunts, when I'm really concerned about weight, Super Down Ultra all the way, I'm using that. But when there's snow on the ground for your late season hunts, Super Down Pro is the way to go. And if you want that extra durability also to be able to take a little more abuse, I mean, this got heavier weight fabrics also. So that's the Super Down Pro. And then let's move on to the binocular harness, which we made some updates for 2018, and we launched those a couple weeks ago. But I wanted to just go over some of the changes that were made and just talk a little bit more about the whole system in general. So the design intent with our binocular harness system, we wanted to keep the weight down as much as possible. We wanted a system that was fit nice tight to your chest, didn't have any sag or bounce in it, and we accomplished that. And this product has been one of our best sellers for years. In making any changes to this in 2018, honestly, we didn't want to screw it up. We wanted to added performance, add functionality, increase the just the capabilities of the whole system without really changing it in really significant ways. So I'm going to throw this is my own personal version. In order to put this on, you want to detach this side release buckle. You put your arm through there, this over the top of your head. Clip in on the side right there. Make sure all these straps are straight. So the system is designed to be worn high and tight to your chest. The binoculars are actually attached to these straps. If it's not worn tight to your chest, this whole system can sag when you take the binoculars out. But we designed this system we didn't want it to sag, we didn't want it to bounce. There's no elastic in any of the harness system. So, I mean, this is incredibly stable on your chest at this location. It's comfortable. You can be very active in it. During testing of this product years ago, I mean, I'd go out for 3 to 5 mile runs with this on just to test it, and literally you can wear this the whole time. It stays that attached to your chest. We've got the opening system moves in a forward direction like this. So we've got it's very easy to open this up. Your binoculars are easily accessible. Bring them up to your eyes. It's a one-handed operation. You can leave this down if, say, you're stalking in on an animal, for instance, and you want to just leave this in the downward position. You can easily get the binoculars. You can just set them down like that in your back, and you've got, like I said, one-handed operation. You can keep a bow or a rifle in your hand, and you can open and close this very easily with one hand. So in terms of the updates that we made for 2018, I've got another system right here. During warm weather where this system touches your back and your chest, it's easy to build up a lot of moisture and sweat in those locations. So we replaced the fabric with a spacer air mesh, and we've used this fabric successfully in our pack system for years. So it's breathable material, it allows good airflow, it's got an antimicrobial coating, and it's used on the back of the harness, and then it's also used on the back of the binocular holder itself. So those changes, we improved the overall shape of the lid put this at a more of a 90-degree angle so that it would more easily catch on the backside of your eye cups. And just a hint for you guys that are running any of our older systems, this upper lid is actually moldable. You can take this and you can mold it by hand and give it a slightly different shape that better fits over the eye cups of your binoculars. So don't hesitate to do that. It'll definitely allow it to function better. Probably one of the changes that I'm most excited about is we actually took this is a 2-part construction for this piece, and this internal foam insert, we made that higher and separated it from the outer fabric, and that made the opening and closing and the locking into place of the lid just works so much better than it did in the past. It locks down very nicely into place, and you can, like I said, this is a one-handed operation, locks down really well into place like that. So the final change we made for 2018 is we wanted a way that you could attach accessory items onto the binocular harness, but we didn't want to change the overall size of it. We wanted it to still be able to function the same as it had before. So we figured out that just a simple hook and loop system on the bottom gave us a great amount of flexibility to add a rangefinder holder at this location, or we've got a secondary accessory, a ammo holder that can go in at that location. That'll hold 6 bullets. Just simply attaches to the hook and loop right here. During the design process of this, we certainly had our concerns that hook and loop would be too noisy. I'm a dedicated bow hunter. I've used this system for 3 years now, and honestly, I mean, I've had no problems with it at all. It's been incredibly quiet. You really don't take a lot of shots to the gut as you're out hunting. This system, it's quiet. It's tightly attached there, and function-wise, you can be holding the bow in your hand. Get your rangefinder out. If you use we sell a lanyard. You can just drop that to your side if you want. You can put it back easily, one-handed. Close it up. So yeah, the system works incredibly well, and like I said, it's a very secure attachment. I think you guys will be really surprised at how well this system works here, and it's nice that you don't have anything hanging off the sides. It literally feels like your old binocular harness system with the nice tight profile. So Just to clarify, we actually now sell 2 different rangefinder holders. We have this new one that's called the rangefinder holder HL for hook and loop. And this one only fits on this 2018 binocular harness that has the loop material on the bottom. We do sell a rangefinder holder that we launched previously, fits onto the side of the binocular harness, and this works incredibly well also. Actually, you can take this lid. I don't have a rangefinder in here right now, but you can fold that lid back and easily just put that rangefinder into place, have it easily accessible, drop it right back down in there as you're stalking in on an animal. This is actually designed to be ambidextrous, so it can go on this other side of the holder, and this is compatible with any of our previous binocular harnesses that we've sold.
And Sean, maybe you can turn that around and show how it connects on the back.
Okay. Can you zoom in on that?
Right there.
Okay. So the side release buckle will actually go through these 2 10mm webbing loops, and then there's a plastic part that is included with this, and pinching that over the hypalon piece right here really secures it to the side of the binocular holder itself. So there's instructions that come along with this. Like I said, this is our standard rangefinder holder. With this webbing loop system, it's also designed to go on the hip belt of a pack, or it could go on your belt of your pants. So I'll run this system. I run my rangefinder below my binoculars here, but I carry one of these, actually carry a compact camera in it behind the hip belt of my pack. And so that this system works well. Not only, I mean, you could run 2 of these plus another one down here if you had GPS you want to carry. I know some guys have retrofitted this. They can even slide their cell phone inside of it. There are lots of different options and lots of different ways that you can use our 2 different rangefinder holders. And once again, we also have, we call this the ammo holder, HL, and it attaches right to the bottom as well. And then you got 6 bullets that are really easily accessible. So one other thing, and I actually don't have the part here, but each one of the binocular harnesses ships with an elastic piece. So it's a piece of webbing with elastic on it that you can remove this whole bino holder and you can attach it inline. If you undo these 2 buckles, you can attach that elastic piece inline, and it allows your binoculars basically to just, sit freely on your chest, or you can put them inside the elastic and keep them constrained that way. And that's a really nice system that I don't think enough guys actually take advantage of. If I'm going out to the bow range, for instance, I don't want to carry this whole bino holder here. I'll run it that way. Sometimes if I have it underneath rain gear, for instance, and I'll actually remove this whole holder and I'll just use that elastic piece. So that's an overview of the Bino Harness system and the changes that we made for 2018. I think at this point we can start to take some questions.
Let's do it.
Okay. We'll dive right in. We had a lot of questions come in today from both Instagram and Facebook. First one from Instagram from Flatlander Outdoors. He asked, will there be solids coming out in the Alpine pants at all?
We did have solids in the Alpine pants, but I believe we've sold through them. So I'm not sure that there's any more that are coming in available, but call into customer service. They might be able to help you out and answer that question.
This one came in from J.Glowaski, and he asked, would a hooded vest be weird, maybe a removable hood?
Not at all. Actually, we've gotten that request before on a vest, and I get it. I mean, we've got some kind of lightweight hoods are nice on pieces. We've got our Merino 210, for instance, has a hood on it, and I know our Peloton 97, those lighter weight base layers have hoods on them, and in those cases, our lightweight hood is a very, very functional thing, and we have heard that request before. Don't have it in the works right now, but I'll put it on the list. It's an interesting idea to look into.
Awesome. Phil Davis, 54966, asked, recommendations on Peloton product care. Machine wash, hand wash, okay to put in the dryer?
I sure put all mine in the dryer. Yeah, absolutely. Machine wash it, warm wash, warm, dry, just use scent-free detergent. I usually just buy the normal like free and clear type of detergent that you can use for high efficiency washing machines, and it works great. I mean, we do sell a tech wash product from Nick Wax that honestly is probably even better, but to be honest with you, I mean, it's just using those regular scent-free products seems to work well.
This one came in from Ezzy Ben just now. Asked, any solids coming in the Super Down Pro line?
We are starting to put those on orders. Look at it, 2018. Not exactly sure when at this point, but definitely that's been something that's been a popular request with us, and so we hear you.
Seth McCrory asked, when will the new Bino Harness be out?
It actually launched a couple weeks ago, so anything that's been shipping over the last few weeks is the new version. And the ammo holder is available, and the rangefinder holder HL. And then don't forget, we've also got the lanyards that attach those electronics. So don't forget those also.
Jeremy Dawkin asked, what other accessories are being worked on for the hook and loop attachment of the Bino Harness? Bear spray holster by chance?
I got your email, Jeremy. Thank you. That's actually a really good idea. I'm going to look into sizing and whether that would fit at that location. But thank you for the email, and I appreciate all your product feedback that you've given me over the years, Jeremy.
C Muskie 25 asked, any more possible hats in the Flex Fit style?
We've got a bunch of them in development right now that look early 2018 is when we'll have some more options coming out. Absolutely.
Another question from Jeremy. He asked, what would be the difference between the Peloton 240 vest and the Super Down Ultra vest?
So the Peloton 240 vest is definitely going to be a totally different temperature range and usable. So this is going to be a very good active use piece. The Super Down Ultra vest more as an insulation type of piece. It has to be pretty cold. If you're active in that Super Down Ultra vest, it's going to be warm. You're going to sweat in it a lot. But with this the ActWind, the bonding technology they have in here, there's just the right amount of airflow that you can actually be really active in the Peloton 240 pieces and be comfortable.
This question came in from Mark the Cook. It's a question we get often, so I think we should cover it again.
Okay.
Are you ever going to come out with a California marsh camo for duck hunting?
So we duck hunt. I mean, we're in the middle of the biggest migration area in just about the whole country here, and we're all avid duck hunters here. We use our camo for duck hunting, from early season to late. I'll normally trend toward Vias camo, especially as the season gets later, and things start to. The green goes away and you start getting burnt tules and things like that. But your early season, the Verde 2's great when you've got the green tules out there. But our current camo works great. So that's and our system works amazingly well for duck hunting. There's certainly none of us around here feel the need to do anything different.
Awesome. This question came in from Rack and Track, and we did cover it earlier, but maybe we should show it again.
Okay.
They said you should think about making the harness with some breathable mesh on the back.
Yeah, so great idea. And so we've got, for the 2018 update, we've got air mesh on the back. It's got an antimicrobial coating. It's got good airflow to it. Definitely won't get as sweaty in this as our previous version. Previously, we just had the face fabric, the soft shell face fabric here, and this breathes a lot better than it did previously.
Awesome. McFly's Life asked, where is the KUIU stove jack? Need one for my Mountain Star.
So the stove jack is available for purchase right now. And so any guys that went through the KUIU process, purchased the Summit Refuge 3P, stove jack is available. Go and grab it. It works great. It's nice. We'll do more on the Summit Refuge 3P in the future. But that tent launched last week, and it's an amazing product that's got a lot of flexibility used in a lot of different ways. So I'm excited to talk to you more about that in the future. But Stove Jack, absolutely available right now. Go grab it.
And just to clarify, Blaze here, I heard McCade say that customer was asking about his Mountain Star tent. Will the Stove Jack work for the Mountain Star tent, or is that something maybe that customer is not?
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying, Blaze. Yeah, no, the Stove Jack is specifically designed to fit into the zippered opening on the Summit Refuge 3P tent that we just launched last week. And they've got a different shape to the zipper. Specifically, the Summit Refuge 3P has a zipper that's got an arc in it at the top, and it's got dual sliders, and so you actually zip down the top slider and put that Stove Jack into place. So it's specifically designed for that. We're looking at other tents that we're designing in the future to have that capability in other season tents that would be used in later seasons. But good question. Thanks for the clarification, Blaze.
Excuse me. This question came in from Chris Gantz, and he asked, "Are you planning on doing bibs or any type of full one-piece suits in the future?"
We've got a lot of things that we're working on right now, including some really, really amazing cold weather pieces. Lots of different options. No timelines right now for release. We're testing different pieces right now. So, but we've got a lot in the works.
Awesome. Dob40 just asked, curious, what was the reason for discontinuing Verde 1.0?
We felt like as we were starting to work on changes to the camo pattern, honestly, we wanted to take that pattern and make it more of a macro pattern. So that was the initial inspiration there. We wanted to make those objects larger, and in that process, we started playing around with rounding some of the shape, some of the edges on the shape, take away that digital look to some extent, and then add in that gray color to it. And honestly, I mean, it's we all loved it, and our customers so far have loved it too. So not the Verde 2, that larger breakup, those larger blocks do break up your pattern a little bit better at distance, but I mean, Verde 1 was an amazing camo also. So, but just in that process of trying to update things, we're always trying to improve and make things better, and felt like we came up with something that we liked better and went with it.
Awesome. So I think we got time for just a couple more, so we'll cover those and then wrap her up. Mondoville asked, ever going to expand the Kenai line?
Yeah, we've got some other pieces in the works right now, and some of the cold weather pieces actually use some of that 3DFX material in them as well. So Kenai line's been amazing. It's really nice with those pieces to have that quiet touch and that active insulation that breathes really well, super quiet. So yeah, we love the Kenai line. We use it a lot, and we've got improvements in the works for that whole line and new pieces also.
Awesome. Last question came in from Peter Wills, and he asked, how durable is the Peloton 240 vest compared to the Guide DCS vest, abrasion and snag resistance wise?
Honestly, the Guide vest is going to be more durable than the Peloton 240. This is a very soft face fabric here, and the Guide, if you're concerned about durability, go with the Guide. This is a durable material, but this is designed really as a lightweight, very quiet piece. And so, great question, but if that's your main concern, the Guide is going to be more durable than this.
Okay, I lied. We're going to do one more because it's a question that comes up a lot. Uh-huh. Chris Acock asked, can you recommend a stove for use with the 3P Refuge shelter?
Yeah, and there's a lot of different models on the market, and the primary one that I've used is by Titanium Goat, and it's their small Wi-Fi stove. But honestly, any of the small stoves that are made for backpacking should work in that tent. The stove jack itself has a 2.5-inch diameter opening in it, which is pretty standard for those stovepipes. It can be made even bigger. Also, most of those stovepipes are wrap style, so you can actually change the diameter of them to some extent. But yeah, any of the really small backpacking ultralight stoves will work in that tent. Is that it for questions?
Yep.
Okay. I just want to say, guys, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll hit you up again like I did last time. I mean, guys, this is a product-driven company. I love to hear your feedback. We're always trying to improve what we do. If you send in your comments, suggested improvements, things like that to customer service, I mean, I read it all. And so thank you very much for your support of KUIU and for your time today. And it was fun being here. Thank you.